Coming up this week on Big Sky Outdoors.
We've got a little red Copper John dropper and a big foam body gray hopper pattern on top.
Taking an in-depth look at women in fly fishing this week on Big Sky Outdoors.
Cutthroat.
Big Sky Outdoors, powered by Town Pump, fueling your next outdoor adventure, is also brought to you by Counter Assault, your ultimate protection in the wild. By Montana Army Navy, get it, get out, and live it. By Pierce RV Supercenter, Montana's premier RV dealer. And by Don K. Subaru, locally owned, community involved.
As far as fishing up here in northwest Montana, our primary fish that we're after is actually the West Slope cutthroat trout. We are very fortunate in that fish is a very opportunistic feeder. They've only got so many months to make hay while the sun shines. So they actually will go after a lot of patterns, and they aren't specifically picky after things usually. Not always the case. But as far as when you're going after, and reading water, you want to look for transition lines. Always think of these fish, as with any fish, they're always going to be holding in an upstream manner in a river for the most part. And what they're doing is they're looking upstream and they're waiting for the conveyor belt of food to come past them. So you just think of the fish as similar to a human. We want to expel the least amount of calories to gain the most amount of calories. So where fish will hold are on transition lines, and the fish is going to actually hold down where the water is not, so fast. So they're going to hold right in slower water, looking into fast water. They're going to hold down lower in the water where the force of the water isn't so great. And they're going to hold down in the substrate, which means down on the bottom, in amongst the rocks. And they're actually looking upstream, and they're just waiting for food to come past them. When you start out fly fishing, it's fairly easy to start your casting stroke, and a casting stroke would be a back cast and then a forward cast. As soon as you get that down and you start figuring out how to work line out, two common things that I'll even catch myself not doing correctly would be actually stopping the rod and then not pausing long enough. And this is why I say this. When you first start fly fishing, it's a beautiful motion. You love to watch people fly fish. Everybody liked Brad Pitt on A River Runs Through It. Everybody loved watching him fly fish. But what you do is you focus on this motion, and it's just the movement of a rod. And what's actually enabling you to perform a great casting stroke and actually get your line out there is the stopping of that rod. And when I say stop, it means when you stop on your back cast, what you need to do is you need to actually stop very abruptly. That's going to allow the line to actually travel behind you, and it's going to bend or load your rod. And what that does is it loads your rod with energy, and then it springs forward, and that's what actually gives you that extra muscle to actually get the line out there farther. So while when you first start, you focus on the motion, what you really need to concentrate on is the actual stopping of the fly rod. And also with the stopping, you have to remember when you stop, you want to let all that line stretch out behind you. So don't be afraid to actually watch your back cast. So when you go back cast, you're going to actually watch and make sure you're pausing long enough to let your line stretch out in back of you. The way you can tell that you are not pausing long enough or perhaps not stopping abruptly enough is if you go and you cast forward and all of a sudden your leader and your line and your fly just kind of pile up at the end of your casting stroke. That's a good indicator that you're not pausing long enough or you're not stopping your rod abruptly. So those are two really great tips for folks that are starting out fly fishing to improve your casting stroke, get a little more line out there, and it'll enable you to then build on that.
Counter Assault, the original bear deterrent, has been made, developed, and scientifically tested in Montana for nearly 30 years.
Counter Assault is what I chose for my staff based on my personal experience, scientific testing, and it's the only one that met all the expert recommendations. Spray time and spray distance are important in a bear attack, and Counter Assault has both. As an avid hiker, hunter, and outdoorsman, Counter Assault is my first line of defense in bear country.
Carry what the professionals carry. Counter Assault, Grizzly Tough Bear Spray. Look for the red can.
Cooler weather is right around the corner, and your local town pump has everything your family needs along with great savings. This month's specials include High Country Jerky, just $11.99, and Hostess Bag Donuts, 2 for $5. Pabst or Rainier Beer Cubes, $16.49 each. With over 90 convenient locations across Montana, we are sure to have everything you need and more.
How's it going, buddy?
You know, I've been coming up to hunt this ranch for 15 years.
Yeah, he helps a little bit. He's more of just somebody to laugh at.
It's really been great. And now it's a lot more fun with, you know, my girls.
Just the look on the kids' faces when they finally knock one down. Something that I'll remember forever.
Without that relationship, they wouldn't have that opportunity.
It's landowners and hunters working together is what makes things work the best.
Absolutely.
My name is Whitney Milhone. I'm the Executive Director of Casting for Recovery. Casting for Recovery is a national nonprofit organization that provides free fly fishing retreats for women with breast cancer. And the organization was started back in the 90s by 2 women. One was a fly fishing instructor for the Orvis Fly Fishing School at the time, and the other was a breast reconstructive surgeon. The original concept was based on the fact that the physical motion of casting a rod is similar to a lot of the physical therapy and exercises prescribed for women in treatment and recovery from breast cancer, coupled with the therapeutic properties of the sport. Just connecting with nature, being surrounded by other people who've been through what you're going through. That was kind of what the program was built on. So we have 42 retreats that we offer now all across the country, and every retreat has 14 women. So we serve about 600 women each year, and to date there are about 7,000 women who have been through the program.
Look, she's running.
So the retreats are completely free of cost for women to attend. They come any age, any stage of breast cancer treatment or recovery. They get to experience, the basics of fly fishing, get outside in a beautiful natural setting, connect with other women who have been through what they're dealing with, and just have a break from dealing with their everyday lives of treatment and jobs and family and all of the other stressors that come along with cancer survivorship. We have a couple of fun things going on. We have actually 2 programs in Montana, one serving women in eastern Montana, one here in western Montana. Our western Montana retreat was just last week up in West Glacier, so that was cool. And we also have a big fundraiser coming up. It's a one-fly tournament down the Bitterroot, and that's in October. So it's a chance for local anglers to get involved, have an awesome day of fishing on the Bitterroot River, and support the program. So that's coming up in October, so that's kind of exciting. Before I started working for the organization, I've been volunteering for the Montana retreat here since its inception in 2011. And coming back each year to volunteer at that retreat has been really fun, something that I look forward to every year. Something that makes the organization unique is that it's really still pretty grassroots. Every retreat is run by local fly fishermen, medical volunteers, psychosocial counselors and therapists come. So it's pretty neat that still such a grassroots organization at this size. We have a lot of really dedicated volunteers that make the programs happen. 1 in every 8 women in the United States now will be diagnosed with breast cancer. I don't think there's anyone that hasn't been touched by breast cancer in some way, which makes it pretty powerful. It's really personal to almost everyone.
Counter Assault, the original bear deterrent, has been made, developed, and scientifically tested in Montana for nearly 30 years.
Counter Assault is what I chose for my staff based on my personal experience, scientific testing, and is the only one that met all the expert recommendations. Spray time and spray distance are important in a bear attack, and Counter Assault has both. As an avid hiker, hunter, and outdoorsman, Counter Assault is my first line of defense in bear country.
Carry what the professionals carry. Counter Assault, Grizzly Tough Bear Spray. Look for the red can.
Looking for a new RV? Look no further than Pierce RV Supercenter, Montana's premier RV dealer. Come and shop the huge selection of fifth wheels, motorhomes, toy haulers, travel trailers, and even RV rentals. Plus, don't miss the fully stocked parts and accessory department. Pierce RV Supercenter has an RV that's right for any size family at prices that will fit any budget. Pierce RV Supercenter, located in Billings, Great Falls, and Kalispell. Come see us today or visit us online at piercerv.com.
Hey, this is Joel from Big Sky Outdoors, and we are at Montana Army Navy for this week's Outdoor Gear Guide, where we're going to check out and see what Austin has for us.
Hey guys, how you doing? My name's Austin, and I'm here today to talk to you guys a little bit about headlamps. So we carry a couple different brands such as Petzl and Surefire. The Petzl one I have in here today is the Takina. Its max output is 23 lumens. It's a great beginner light. The price range is right at $20, or you can go to our higher end option. It's the Surefire Maximus. It's at the $200 price range. You could have it for a lifetime. It burns right at 450 lumens. It's great. If you guys have any other questions, you can visit us at either one of our locations, Whitefish or Kalispell, or catch us online at montanaarmynavy.com. Thank you.
Army Navy is your hunting headquarters. It's the best place around when you're serious about saving money on the things you need to go hunting. Knife sharpeners, wool gloves, backpacking meals, optics, socks, boots, insoles, stoves. Why, it's a virtual hunter's checklist. All name brands and all at fantastic savings. On Highway 2 in Evergreen and Highway 93 in Whitefish. MontanaArmyNavy.com.
Get out and live it.
Little red Copper John dropper and a big foam body gray hopper pattern on top. Cutthroat.
You know, I suppose that it's true with a lot of sports, especially with golf, a few other things. You have a tool such as golf clubs, or you have a tool like a fly rod, and it's there to give you a mechanical advantage. That's why we have a fly rod. So you have to use that tool to your advantage, and you can overpower that and not actually utilize the physics behind it. So men oftentimes will put way too much arm into it, try and overpower the rod and use their muscles, whereas women will solely rely on the tool they're given to perform the casting.
It's a tank! See, this is when I need the Winston. So it would make it look like this is a sizable fish. Hi, little buddy. We're just seeing fly fishing trending more in general. Like more and more people are fly fishing now than ever, male or female. And so that helps us a lot as well. Lots of new people getting into the sport, both men and women, and so it's not quite the good old boys club that it used to be, I think, in terms of being a little more rigid in some of those rules. And I don't feel too much resistance in terms of being a woman in fly fishing. I also don't take myself too seriously. I'm not super hardcore about it. I'm also not afraid to ask questions, or if there's something I don't know, or it's a river I'm not familiar with, I'm not afraid to ask questions and go in and pick the brains of the guys in the local shop. I think that as females, we need to kind of be our own best advocates and just kind of getting out there a little more and surrounding ourselves with the right people. And right? Yeah. You with me? A little bit bigger here.
Most states have what's called BOW. It's Becoming an Outdoors Woman. In Montana, it's facilitated by Fish, Wildlife and Parks, and they'll host mini BOWs, which is just a fly fishing based, retreat or day clinic, or you can go to the state BOW. And the state Becoming an Outdoors Woman does anything from shooting, Dutch oven cooking, fly tying, fishing, boat rigging, rafting, things of that nature. So there are definitely, different sources for women to go out and, learn themselves.
I also think right now, everybody's marketing to women. A lot of the outdoor brands are marketing to women. Fly fishing companies for sure are marketing to women. And so I think that we'll start to see more and more doors open that allow some of those barriers to be broken down a little bit, and women will feel more comfortable and confident about getting involved.
I would say, don't be intimidated. Just go out there. I learn something new every time I fish. I don't know everything, and I've been doing this for a long time, and just know that everyone's in the same boat. You're all learning, and you learn from each other, so don't be intimidated. Just go out there and do it, and you'll be surprised.
Cooler weather is right around the corner, and your local town pump has everything your family needs along with great savings. This month's specials include High Country Jerky, just $11.99, and Hostess Bag Donuts, 2 for $5. Pabst or Rainier Beer Cubes, $16.49 each. With over 90 convenient locations across Montana, we are sure to have everything you need and more.
How's it going, buddy?
I've been coming up to hunt this ranch for 15 years.
Yeah, he helps a little bit. He's more of just somebody to laugh at.
It's really been great. And now it's a lot more fun with, my girls.
Just the look on the kids' faces when they finally knock one down. Something that I'll remember forever.
Without that relationship, they wouldn't have that opportunity.
It's landowners and hunters working together is what makes things work the best.
Absolutely.
Looking for a new RV? Look no further than Pierce RV Supercenter, Montana's premier RV dealer. Come and shop the huge selection of fifth wheels, motorhomes, toy haulers, travel trailers, and even RV rentals. Plus, don't miss the fully stocked parts and accessory department. Pierce RV Supercenter has an RV that's right for any size family at prices that will fit any budget. Pierce RV Supercenter, located in Billings, Great Falls, and Kalispell. Come see us today or visit us online at piercerv.com.
Coming up this week on the Outdoor Calendar. As we push further into fall, more start dates for hunting season come upon us. Coming up next weekend, Saturday, October 11th, is the start of pheasant and antelope season. The forecast appears to be good for going after the speed goats and roosters. Go to fwp.mt.gov for more information and to purchase a license. Also coming up this weekend is the annual Bridger Raptor Festival, October 3rd through the 5th, in and around Bozeman. The free festival centers around the largest known golden eagle migration in the United States, which takes place at the Bridger Bowl ski area. Go to bridgerraptorfest.org for a list of events, activities, and locations of the festival. It's the perfect time of year for a really long run. Coming up next Saturday, October 11th at 8 a.m. is the 33rd annual Lake Grizz Ultra Marathon, the third oldest 50-miler in the world. Run through the beautiful hills near Hungry Horse Reservoir and enjoy the cool weather. A USA Track and Field membership is required to compete. For more information and to register, go to cheetahherders.com. Designed for beginners and intermediate climbers, here is your chance to learn something new or just hone your skills by attending the Women's Climbing Series on Tuesdays, October 7th and 14th. This is a great opportunity to be taught by female instructors, reach your goals, and meet other female climbers. For more information and to sign up, go to aspireclimbingcenter.com for all the details. If you have an event that you would like to post on Big Sky Outdoors, go to our Facebook page or www.bigskyoutdoorshow.com. Give us all the details of your outdoor event and we'll post it here on Big Sky Outdoors.
We're always looking for volunteers, and you definitely don't need to be an expert fly fisherman to volunteer. We're looking for people to help with community outreach and raising awareness, fundraisers, all sorts of things like that in addition to volunteering at the retreats. And so all of the information to volunteers on the website, it's castingforrecovery.org, and you can complete a volunteer application right online there. You can also follow us on Facebook, just Casting for Recovery, and Twitter as well.
Our first photo was sent in by Patrick Jones from his trip to Glacier Park last summer. The weather started out a bit discouraging with heavy rain the night before, only to be greeted by a thick fog the next morning. If Patrick's spirits were dampened, they were surely lifted as he drove to the top of Logan Pass, broke out of the fog, and beheld this magnificent view. There really is a silver lining in all those storm clouds. Summertime fishing on the Missouri River can get a little crowded sometimes. But last February, Dave Smith got a golden day with the river to himself. He not only battled this beautiful brown, but a snowstorm nearly drove him off the river into the refuge of his truck. Dave stuck it out, and as the snow eased, a crazy midge hatch took off and he got into several nice fish. This next photo features a half-buried yurt at night. Pete Sedera had spent the day with friends earning their turns in the Swan Range with lots of fresh powder. Hiking to the top of Morel Lookout rewarded them with some sweet views of the Mission and Swan Mountains. Later that night, after a gourmet meal in the yurt, Pete went out to look at the stars and snapped this gem of a photo. It was a great way to cap off an already killer ski season. Last July, Brad Patterson and a couple of friends climbed Mount Sayi in Glacier National Park. It took them several hours to climb to the top of the 10,000-foot peak. The temperature was cool at that altitude, but not any cooler than this view from the top. They were able to snap this photo of the northeast side of Mount Gould and see all the way down to Cracker Lake, some 4,000 feet below. But our winner this week is a photo sent in to us by Richard Horst. Richard sent us this shot taken at 9,500 feet in the Madison Range north of Big Sky. After 9 miles of trekking and 3,000 feet of climbing, he made this remote basin his home for 3 days. He enjoyed the solitude and the breathtaking views. Thanks for the beautiful photo and congratulations, Richard. You are this week's winner of our Photo of the Week contest. Remember to submit your pictures along with a brief explanation of your latest outdoor adventures on our Facebook page, Big Sky Outdoors, or on our website, BigSkyOutdoorsShow.com. The winner this week wins the Badlands Monster Fanny Pack from our friends at Montana Army Navy and Kalispell and Whitefish. Get it, get out, and live it.
I always fished because that's what I did, and I just love it. I love fishing, and I didn't necessarily analyze it as why I was doing it. When I'm fishing, I'm not thinking about anything else. I'm literally just living in that moment. And that's not common for me in my everyday life. I'm constantly thinking of what am I gonna make for dinner? What do I need to do for the kids? What do I need to do for that? So as I've gone through life, no matter what I do, it's very much a reset button for me because I can go fly fish, just fish, and just be.
If you would like more information on Casting for Recovery or to volunteer, go to their website, castingforrecovery.org. We'll see you next time on Big Sky Outdoors.